Why should a brand never stop marketing? In one word, divorce. Welcome, my name's Simon Lanos and I'm the founder of Vault 7, and we exist to help brands optimize for relationships. And for the past 20 years, I've been doing just that with some of the world's biggest brands. Okay, divorce, but I'm talking about brands. Hear me out. 50% of marriages will end in divorce.
So, divorce rates have hit a 10-year high.
Rather sad, isn't it?
But it's actually occurring more frequently than people expect.
More people getting divorced.
I think everyone should have a prenup.
It's no surprise divorce rates have hit a decade high.
A recent surge in divorce inquiries,
which rose by 122%.
Divorce rate reportedly surged in recent years.
has been the perfect storm.
Yeah, it's a terrible statistic.
Times are changing.
If our most personal, most intense relationships can end in divorce, then what does that say about brand relationships? And how can we be so naive to think that we don't have to continue to work on them when we've acquired the customer or when people know about us? Divorce proves that maybe you should think again. Brand relationships, look, they're just frankly much weaker than a marriage.
You win!
But marriages are ending at 50%. And that's actually 90% if you live in Portugal, FYI. Don't know why Portugal's so high. It is. Look, I'm not trying to compare a brand relationship to marriage. What I'm trying to show here is that if such a strong relationship can end, then certainly weaker ones require much more intensive work to maintain. You see, consumers have choice and they're constantly tempted to exercise that choice. And it's super easy for them to move around. Mostly, it's definitely easier to move between brands than getting divorced, yet that 50%, that 90% number exists. If you think they don't have a choice, well, they can do nothing or leave you massively exposed when a choice does come along. Just because it hasn't happened yet, that is not a strategy. And I'm sorry if I'm sounding a little preachy about this, but I really passionately believe in it. Customers should be invested in. Taking them for granted is not a smart move. Like in marriage, we should be constantly making an effort to make the other party feel valued. We can't simply say, oh, we're married now, so I'm gonna stop doing all the nice things that I used to do. I'm gonna stop paying you attention. It's cheaper, it's easier. That is a surefire road to divorce. But we behave like that in our brand-consumer relationship. In brand world, maintaining that relationship is harder, not least because the relationship is weaker than marriage, as we keep saying, but because the consumer isn't searching for our validations on their own. We have to continually remind them of why they have that relationship in the first place. We have to nurture it, otherwise it'll just wither and die. No longer feeling compatible, change is one of the leading reasons for divorce globally.
No-fault divorces.
So we have to continuously remind the consumer why we're compatible, because they're not going to be looking for it on their own. And don't forget, there's so many benefits to having a relationship. If that was in marriage, brands that think they have the market sewn up, they are prime disruption bait for the hot new model. For some of you, this might seem like an opportunity. For others, a threat. Just always remember that that 90% divorce stat exists. If you're ever thinking, you probably don't need to market anymore, or if you've got a stakeholder that doesn't get marketing, maybe inquire as to how happy their spouse is. It always fascinates me how many brands consider marketing as an expense rather than an investment. Building long-term foundations and relationships will just continue to pay for such a very, very long time. And this is where using the example of divorce is helpful, I guess, to sort of focus the mind a little bit. If you're interested in marketing, like you don't want to get divorced, drop us a line at Vault 7. I'd love to chat. Or even, just like and subscribe to this video. I promise then I won't become a marriage counselor. So until next time, a pleasure.